So there's an image going around of an M4 that's supposedly showing the Mastery Camo. Now, again, I have to preface this. I cannot show this image because I am not completely sure if it's real or fake. I can describe what I see in the image. I'm having so many people tag me, and now I have to say this. I don't know necessarily where this image came from. I have no idea where this came from. This is not from the usual place that I would see. On top of that, I'm seeing other leakers and stuff say things like, I haven't heard anything about this, and they also don't really know where this image is from. They haven't seen anything about it. Apparently in this image, it is supposedly the M4, just an M4 sitting there in the Modern Warfare 2 menu inside of like the briefcase thing. And it has what looks like a glowing green, looking very, very similar to the Mastery Camo called Exclusion Zone from Modern Warfare Remastered. I have multiple videos on that and stuff, and it's honestly, to me, one of my favorite camos because not that many people went for it, and I think it doesn't look so over the top that it's annoying, but it also is completely worth going for. It's got that slight flashiness to it. It's not over the top to where you're just kind of like, all right, that just kind of looks cheesy. Everybody knows that if you had Exclusion Zone on any of your weapons on any of like the nighttime or darker maps, you stuck out so hard. For whatever reason, in third person, that camo was brighter than it was in first person. If there were people in the game with Exclusion Zone on, you would be able to see the amount of Exclusion Zone. There's just glow sticks all over the ground. Oh, man. Oh, do it again. Go again. Hey, I didn't know he got that many. Exclusion Zone looks like this, though. Exclusion Zone is basically like a dark gray, kind of like a rocky-ish surface. It's not obsidian, it's more rocky looking. It looks a little bit more rough, and it has little cracks in it. And within those little cracks, it's supposed to kind of give like a radioactive effect almost. There's a reason it's the Exclusion Zone. So the camo looks really nice and everything, right? I'm a big fan of it. And I personally think it's way, way better than Damascus. And I was already happy about getting Damascus and Obsidian and all that shit. So I mean, at the end of the day, I know I'm going for it. It doesn't really ultimately matter what it looks like, but it really does help when I'm excited to see it. I remember unlocking it over on Modern Warfare Remastered because it was one of the first Mastery camos I ever unlocked full blown. One thing that also concerns me about this supposed camo, the image is coming out at a really weird time in my opinion. It doesn't really make sense that they just now would release this image considering that there's really nothing else that they would have new access to. I mean, given I'm not a leaker, I was thinking maybe we would end up getting more leaks like around maybe the 20th or something, a week or so from now, since it would be likely that maybe we'll get some more information or files or something like that. Like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe some of the guys got, you know, access to the campaign files and somehow stupidly they had some sort of, you know, camos in there or something. That would have made more sense, but this just kind of comes out of nowhere and we don't really know where it's from and nobody else knows where it's from, so to me, I just feel like this isn't real. There's also this other thing that's going around talking about how this could potentially be some sort of pre-order bonus for the Warzone mobile thing, but I don't really know if that makes a lot of sense. They don't necessarily look the exact same, and the image is from within the Modern Warfare 2 gunsmith. So if there is some sort of camo like this, why is it displayed there? Why? I don't know. It just seems weird. Is it a blueprint? Is it a camo reward? Because this says blueprint. I don't know. I just don't really believe that has anything to do with the Warzone mobile thing. I just think that this is most likely fake. I don't know where from, but yeah. Honestly, I feel like Exclusion Zone, with the way that I did all this Obsidian stuff, I feel like Exclusion Zone could have been the final mastery camo. Like if you unlocked Obsidian for a certain amount of weapons or something, then you can have Obsidian Exclusion Zone. Like, it would be this, just way more glowy, and instead of it being like smooth looking, it's a little bit more rough, a little bit more rocky looking. I know some people are like real big into wanting to lean into like the realism side, so like that's also another thing in my head, that Infinity Ward is likely going to not have a very bright or glowy camo. I'll honestly be really surprised if there's going to be any kind of glow or anything on this camo. I mean, it is a 2-year cycle, so maybe they changed some things up, but just looking at Modern Warfare 2019, they did try to keep it grounded in realism in terms of earning the camos. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about blueprints and shit like that. We're talking about the actual camos themselves being a believable thing, a texture or a color or whatever. Obsidian, I mean, I don't know how realistic Obsidian could actually be on a weapon, that's true, but I said this before, like I really did wish that they did kind of bring a new iteration of Exclusion Zone or do something similar to Exclusion Zone, something that's not so over the top like say Black Ops 4 Dark Matter, which was crazy over the top, by the way. It was so crazy over the top that there was literally like a lighting effect that was like half blinding your character as it was reacting to you getting killed. It was crazy. It's not like they're incapable of it. I just feel like, I don't know, they're really trying to stick to the mostly grounded in realism, and then, you know, the blueprints can kind of take off from that point. I don't give a shit about what they're doing with the blueprints. Those jokes about like, oh, my grandfather served in World War II with a laser gun as well, those jokes get old so fast. I mean, they've been around forever. Oh, the new anime and all the episodes episodes of shit as well. Started up Chainsaw Man, Blue Lock. I don't usually like watching sport anime, but stylistically, I just kind of like the look of it. Tried out the first episode. I fuck with it. AC-130 and a chopper gunner is still didn't drop 100. I keep getting a playlist update after every single game. Is this game okay? It might not be. This might be like some iPhone type of shit. Modern Warfare 2 releases, this shit just shuts off. I mean, that's like partially true. So for all of you guys that were tagging me and stuff like that, I appreciate it, you know, for letting me know. But once this started circulating around, I got a few messages and stuff and was just, you know, told, don't really know where this comes from. So if you see the image around, I mean, it could be from somewhere, but what I know, I'm not saying 100% it's fake, but if it is though, let's just say that it is the real Mastery Camo. I'm down for that. I actually am down for that. I actually asked for it, so my request may have been answered.